Hi Addy, welcome to lesson number 62. And the first thing that we're going to do is your fractions to reduce, okay? So I'm going to get a timer for you and get out your fractions. You have 30 fractions to reduce, okay? And on your mark, get set, go. You're going to have 5 minutes. I'll try and put some music on for you. That's about 1 minute, Addy. You're doing awesome. Keep going. That's 2 minutes, Addy. You're doing awesome. Keep going. Good job, Addy. That's a little more than 3 minutes. You're doing awesome. That's about 4 minutes, Addy. You've got 1 minute left. Keep going. Obviously, we're listening to a little Star Wars music here. Okay, it's time to stop. Alrighty, good job, Addy, whatever you got done. If you got done sooner than the 5 minutes, I hope you wrote down your time. All right, we're going to jump right into the lesson now. And this lesson is awesome because it goes over writing mixed numbers as improper fractions. So I think that you know how to do this already. If you do, write me a note in the homework. So if you do already know how, just enjoy the easy lesson, okay? The first thing we're going to do is look at this comic. This makes me laugh. It's so funny. Okay, obviously it looks like a UFO has landed. There's aliens here, and then you've got someone saying, this guy looks like he's saying, wonderful, just wonderful. So much for instilling them with a sense of awe. It's like the alien, they were going to try and impress us, right? And then that guy fell down the stairs and he's like, oh, great. Oh my gosh, that is so funny. That sounds like something I would do. Okay, let's jump into mental math. And we're going to do counting. We're going to be counting by 12s from 12 to 144. Okay, I put my little cheat sheet because what we're really doing is we're doing 12 times 1, 12 times 2 when we count by 12s, right? So if that helps you, then just look at that. If it doesn't help you, then just count along with me, okay? And I gave you some beautiful pictures of sunsets to look at while we do this, all right? Here we go, okay? We're going to start with 12, 24, 36, 48, 60, 72, 84, 96, 108, 120, 132, and 144. Good job. All right, let's do the rest of mental math. We're going to do 5 times 40. Write your answer. B is going to be 475 plus 1,200. C is going to be 3 times 84. Write your answer. D is $8.50 plus $2.50. E, what is 1/3 of $36? Okay, and F, what is $25 divided by 10? Where would the decimal be there? Okay. G, we're going to start with the number 6 times 8. Then subtract 4. Divide by 4. Multiply by 2. Add 2. Divide by 6. And divide by 2. Okay, this is kind of a different one for H. It wants you to hold your hands 1 foot apart. So kind of estimate what 1 foot is in the sky. Okay, now if you did that right, see your piece of paper in front of you? It should be a little bit longer than if you put the paper sideways. Like take your paper and put it sideways, right? And your hand should be a little bit longer than that. That's about a foot. All right, let's do problem solving. This one's a little tricky. It goes over averages again. The average number of people in each of 2 rows is 27. So that's an interesting way of saying it, but there's kind of 2 rows of people. Like if this is 1 row and this is 1 row, the average here is 27 and the average here is 27. The average number of people in each of 2 rows is 27. Now, what if you take all of these people And instead of 2 rows, you have to put them in 3 rows. Okay, if you have to put them in 3 rows instead of 2, what's the average number of people per row? So how many people would be sitting on each row if you have to take the same number of people from 2 rows and now put them into 3? Okay, so that's your job to figure it out. Let's see how you can do it. And I'll let you pause it there and figure it out, okay? All right, I'm going to move on to the new concept. Hopefully I'm not going too fast for you. Like Lucy here, she's a little overwhelmed. She's a little overwhelmed trying to get all those chocolates, right? All right, here we go. The new concept is basically another story about pies. And in this story, we change a mixed number. So do you remember what a mixed number is? A mixed number looks like this. It's got a whole number plus a fraction. We're going to change that into an improper fraction, which is where the top number is taller or bigger than the bottom number. This is an improper fraction, okay? So we're going to change a mixed number into an improper fraction. And they tell you a story to help you figure out how to do that. So it says, there are 3 5/6 pies on the shelf. Now, I have a picture of 4 pies. So how would I make it a picture of 3 5/6 pies? So to do that, I think I would have to take this pie and divide it into 6 pieces. Okay, and so to divide a pie into 6 pieces, what you do is you cut it in half, just like that, and then you make an X in what's left. And then if you count them, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pieces. So that's how you divide a pie into 6 pieces. Now it says we only started out with 3 5/6 pies. So I'm going to basically erase one of these slices and just pretend it's not there. Somebody ate it. Okay. Now, if I look at this whole picture, I have 1, 2, 3, and now I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 out of 6 pieces left. So this represents 3 5/6 pies. Let me write that down. This is 3 5/6 pies. Okay. Now in the story, the restaurant manager asked the server to cut all of these pies into 6 pieces too. And then they want to know how many slices of pie are there. Okay. So if we cut all of those into 6 pieces, how many slices of pie out there are there? So the answer is going to be, well, maybe we should just do it. Let's figure it out, right? So let's say I take this piece of pie and I'm going to cut it up. Remember how we cut it into 6? We put a line down the middle. Whoops, we don't do that. We put a line down the middle and then we make an X. Okay, now this one. And then we do a line down the middle and then make an X. And what about this one? Okay, a line down the middle and then make an X. So how many pieces of pie do we have all together? Okay, so let's count them. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. So we have 23. And what goes on the bottom? It's actually 23/6 because every pie is cut up into 6 pieces. So it's 23/6. That's hard to say without sounding like I have a lisp. 23/6 of a piece. I'm going to write it down so you know what I'm saying because it's like, what is she saying? She's saying 23/6, like that. Okay? All right, so you can actually figure that out without having to draw all of that out. And there's a way to do it. There's a way to mathematically change a number like this into this. And it's much easier. As you do it, you are going to be happy as a clam, just like that, right? So I'm going to show you how to do it. If you already know how to do it, then just still pay attention anyway, because it'll be important for you to know. So here's the way we do it. Remember that a mixed number has a whole number part and it has a fraction part. Okay, so this is the whole number and this is the fraction. Okay, now the denominator of this fraction is also going to be the denominator of the improper fraction. It's going to be the same. So that denominator is going to be the same as the new denominator, always. Okay, so that can be the first thing that you write down. If you're trying to change this into some sort of improper fraction, at least you'll know that it's that much. You'll get that much right for sure. Now, we know that 3 is the same as 1 plus 1 plus 1, and then when we add the 5, 6, it's 5, 6. We also know that a 1 is the same as 6 over 6 plus 6 over 6 plus 6 over 6, and then we're not going to forget about this part of the fraction, so we're also going to add 5 over 6. So this is the same as 1, 2, 3, and 5, 6. See how I did that? So this part is the 3. This part is the fraction, the 5, 6. Okay? Now the easier way to do that, instead of writing 6, 6 plus 6, 6 plus 6, 6, is going to be, well, what is 6 times 3? 6 times 3 is 18. See how we have 18 pieces here? 6 times 3 is 18. And then you also have to add in, instead of adding another 6, you're going to add in another 5. So the way to turn a mixed number into an improper fraction is you multiply here and then you add here. And you're going to go around like this. So we're going to go 6 times 3 is 18 plus 5. 18 plus 5 is 23. And that's the improper fraction. Okay, I don't know if you get it, but just think about starting here and going around. You multiply and then you add. And this is why it makes sense, because 3 is the same as 1 plus 1 plus 1. And then you're adding another 5, 6. So it's like 6 times 3, which is 1, 2, 3 6s. And then you add that 5 at the end. Okay? So let's do it with math one more time. I'm going to make it big. We're going to go 6 times 3, which is 18. Then we're going to add the 5, which is 23. The denominator stays the same. Okay? So 3 and 5, 6 is the same as 23 over 6. Okay? Let's do example 1. Oh, this is basically what I was showing you before. So if it was confusing for you before, we take the whole number part, which is a 3. 1 plus 1 plus 1 is 3. Okay? The reason I do 6 over 6 is because that's the denominator here. And the denominator is going to stay the same. Then we have to add the 5, and we're going to get 23. All right, sweet. Let's do an example. I hope your head is not like, what's going on? If it is, then just write a little note to me. But I think that you can do this. Write 2 and 3/4 as an improper fraction. So remember that whatever your answer is going to be, it's going to be something over 4. So if you get that much, Just learned that much of it so far, okay? Now, to figure out what number goes on the top, we change this whole number into fourths. How many fourths? Well, it's going to be, well, let's make it brighter. It's going to be 4 fourths plus 4 fourths. We're changing it into fourths, just like slicing the pie, okay? So now this whole number is going to be 1 plus 1 makes 2. Now, we can't forget about the fraction part, so it's going to be 3 fourths here. Now, you could just add all of these fractions together and get the right answer. The 4 would stay on the bottom because the denominators are the same, and you would add 4 plus 4, which is 8, plus 3, which is 11. And then you would know that the answer is 11 over 4. Okay? But the other way to do it, just to make it quick and easy, is to go around. 4 times 2 is 8. I'm going to put a little 8 there. And then 8 plus 3, keep going around, is 11. And that's why we got an 11 here. Okay, let's do another example. Whew. I hope you're not doing this to me right now. Yeah, right, Mom. I don't want to do another example. Okay, I'm going to move that out of the way because it's a little distracting, Lucy. All right, example 2 is write 5 2/3 as an improper fraction. I'm going to write it big. Now, since this number is getting kind of big, I don't really want to write 3/3 plus 3/3 plus 3/3. You would do that 5 times. I mean, you could do it that way and just add it all together, but that's a little long. So I know that it's going to be something over 3 because this denominator stays the same. And then I'm going to do 3 times 5 is 15. 15 plus 2 is 17. So the answer is going to be 17 over 3. Okay, so that's the quick way of doing it. Easy peasy, right? I know, not that easy, but I think you can do it. Okay, example 3 gets a little bit trickier, as usually our examples do. You've noticed that by now, huh? So it says, write 1 2/3 and then write 2 2/5 as improper fractions. And then we're going to multiply them together, okay? That makes it easier to multiply fractions, I think, when you change them into improper fractions. So let's start with 1 2/3. Now I know that that is going to be something over 3. And then I'm going to do 3 times 1 is 3. So I'm coming around. 3 times 1 is 3. 3 plus 2 is 5. So 1 2/3 is the same as 5/3. Okay, what about the next one? 2 2/5. Let's do that. So I'm going to write 2 2/5. Now I know the answer is going to be something over 5 because this denominator is 5. So we're going to do 5 times 2 is 10. Now we're going to add 2. 10 plus 2 is 12. So 2 2/5 is the same as 12 over 5. Now they want us to multiply those together. So I'm going to make some space, okay? And I'm going to take this and I'm going to do times this. And what do we do when we multiply fractions? We just multiply them straight across. You don't have to get a common denominator when you're multiplying. I love multiplying fractions. It's easy peasy, man. All right, so all you do is you do 5 times 12, straight across. 5 times 12 is what? We just did our 12 times tables. It's 60, right? And then on the bottom is going to be 3 times 5, and we just write 15 there, right? That's going to be 15. So the answer is 60 over 15. Now, they're going to want you to simplify this. So how do you simplify 60 over 15? Well, it turns out if you plug that into a calculator, 60 divided by 15 is just 4. So that's the answer, is 4. Okay? So what is that? What does that 4 mean? It means that 1 2/3 times 2 2/5 is actually 4. So that's cool, huh? All right, so you're going to get a lot of chance to practice this in your homework today. So good luck doing your math. And oh, wait, I have a comic for you. Wait, don't go away too fast. All right, here we go. We've got some animals here. So this is the first little window. And the cow is saying, car. And then this is the second window. The car drives by, and look at all the cows. They're acting like normal cows. And then the car's gone. And then they stand back up. They're like chatting. This guy is probably the lookout, huh? Do you think animals are doing that when we're not looking? That's hilarious. All right, have fun doing your math, Addy. Love ya. Bye.